permanent representative of Serbia, His Excellency Milan Milanovic, to address us from the lectern.
Vice President of the Economic and Social Council, Ambassador Vladimir Drobnjak, my dear friend, we prepared the video, but it seems that this flood not just hits what is expected to hit, but it also hits the internet connections. So thanks God, the whole country is involved in this, and I received the statement of the Prime Minister, Mr. Vučić, half an hour ago as a backup. Your Excellencies, Ministers, and Mayors, permanent representatives, it is my honor to address the Economic and Social Council, the principal organ of the United Nations in the economic and social field, of which Serbia has become a proud member this year. This integration segment of the ECOSOC is dedicated to sustainable urbanization in all its aspects, economic, social, and environmental. I deeply appreciate the opportunity granted to me to address the Council at this moment when numerous cities and towns in my country, Serbia, as well as in neighboring Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia, are being confronted with the consequences of devastating floods of an unprecedented scale, which may seriously undermine the sustainable development of Serbia and the whole region. The unusual intensity of the heavy rainfall, which produced the equivalent of the amount of 3 months of rain in just 3 days, resulted in extensive flooding throughout Serbia caused by the overflow of major rivers and side rivers. This unprecedented natural occurrence, part of the general process of climate change that has been identified as the doubtless key global change of our time, has taken a heavy toll in human life and has caused enormous damage of infrastructure throughout the Republic of Serbia. Over 1.6 million people have been affected. There has been so far 33 fatalities. Over 32,000 people have been displaced from their homes, while 773 are still missing. Serious destruction has been caused to roads, railways, and 200 bridges. 1,800 buildings have been totally destroyed by the floods, and 2,600 have been damaged. The damage to Corridor 10, the shortest link between Europe and the Middle East, is estimated at least 10 million euros. The electrical power system of the country is still jeopardized. Agriculture has been heavily affected, and 80,000 hectares of arable land have been flooded. The hardest hit municipality was the town of Obrenovac, a suburb of Belgrade, which was completely flooded and where all the people needed to be evacuated. At present, it is still early to assess the total damage caused by the floods, but it is evident that it will be measured in hundreds of millions and possibly over 1 billion of euros. The response of the international community, and particularly the United Nations system and the European Union to this natural catastrophe, has been practically immediate. Friends and neighbors reacted quickly and courageously, which Serbia will never forget. The solidarity portrayed by the international community is giving a hope and strength to face the challenges and the daunting task of reconstruction and recovery. Preparations are underway for a pledging conference in which we trust the UN will have a leading role. Serbia has always submitted a post-disaster needs assessment request to the United Nations, and I extend my gratitude to the Secretary General of the United Nations for the invaluable assistance of the UN country team in Serbia, as well as the specialized agencies. Serbia is counting on the United Nations at this very difficult moment, as we are fully aware of the extensive expertise and capacity of the United Nations system in confronting natural disasters. Naturally, Serbia is aware that it will have to bear the heaviest burden of the recovery. It is well known that cities are growing in number and size, and that according to the UN estimates, 80% of the global population will live in cities by the year 2050. Cities utilize 75% of energy and transmit 80% of harmful greenhouse gases and cause global warming and natural disasters like one that we are now facing in our region. It is imperative that we work together to achieve sustainable cities and sustainable societies as whole. This is our responsibility to future generations, and failure cannot be an option. The Economic and Social Council of the UN has a key role to play in the struggle for sustainable development and the implementation of the Global Development Agenda post-2015. As a member of ECOSOC, Serbia is ready to actively contribute to our joint work. I wish you a successful and productive meeting. Thank you. Aleksandar Vučić, Prime Minister of Serbia, May 27, 2014. Thank you, Mr. President.